Randy, welcome to CWS as it is.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be, to have the honor to be a part of your show.
You're welcome, Randy. So let me just read a little bit about what I discovered about you. 24 years old, Queen's College student. At 15, became winner of the FACS, Fashion Arts and Creativity by Talent Students. Student Award Design of the Year 2009. Entrepreneur, National Director for Miss Black Sun Regional Competition. International pageant fashion design and with his gowns winning Best Evening Gown on many occasions. Designed the evening gown for Miss Cynthia Dookie, Miss Global International, who also copped the Best Evening Gown. Wow. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. Randy, um, when those close to you describe you, what do you usually agree with?
Pardon me?
When those close to you describe you, what do you usually agree
Uh-huh.
with? What do you usually
Um, I didn't get the last part clearly.
I'm asking you when those close to you describe you, what do you usually agree with? You're not hearing me?
I'm always told, I always hear that I'm fun and exciting, the bubbly one, and my friends often say that I do take my work very seriously, and I
Uh-huh.
don't find enough time for them and family. So I do agree with that, but I do believe that this is a time and age at which I really need to be pursuing the career that I want,
Hmm.
and later on you could relax and spend all the time with family that you need. But now it's time for building.
So you're committed and focused, right? Um, where
I
did you
try to be as much as possible.
where where did you believe this focus come from?
um, I think the motivation came from even when I started and decided that this is what I wanted to do, and the people that a lot of the people that I wanted at the time to be an approval, and that I wanted to motivate me and inspire me to propel in this direction. I didn't have that much support that I wanted, and I think that in turn, it bothered me. But I think the focus came because I want to prove that this is what I want. This is my calling. This is definitely what God wants for me, and I think my work shows that. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I feel that I did what I have to do. I do what I have to do,
Hmm.
and that has brought me thus far.
You know what I did? You know what I am detecting, Randy? Passion,
But
passion, and confidence. Now, when you first started, you didn't get as much help as you thought you should have gotten. But where did the confidence come from?
um, I think the track record has a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback, reviews. I think as time progressed, I got, if not all, majority of that support that I wanted. A lot of people opened their eyes and realized, you know what, despite this guy is an A grade Queens College student, he could have been a doctor, a lawyer. This is what his calling was. He's of the creative industry, and fashion is just his thing. And I think a lot of people realize that this is it. I'm not going to change my mind, and I really went after it, and I think they appreciated that. And the fact that I see that now, I think that's where all the confidence comes from. I feel like I proved my point.
Queens College, for our international audience, Queens College is one of the top schools, if not the top schools. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this in Guyana. Um, uh, uh, you were at Queens College, a straight A student, and you got involved with fashion. But before you tell me that, when exactly did you got introduced to fashion, or did you realize that fashion and design or something that you want to do?
Um, I mean, every kid, every time they see something, and I've always been a curious child, and every time I see something on TV or something around me, my mind changed. Okay, today I want to be a doctor. At one point, I was so adamant about being a forensic pathologist. I was obsessed with forensic files,
Hmm.
and you know, but I know I always had the creative gene, and every year we had a while ago we had just a little house, a one bedroom house. Myself, my siblings, and my parents who slept in that one little bedroom, which was like half the size of the house. And I remember every year my mom and my sister and I, we would sit and we would look at the Miss USA pageant, the Miss Universe Guyana pageant, the Miss Universe pageant. Whenever pageants are on, once they're advertised, they're there in front of that TV. And I think coming up to like I was always excited about evening wear in the national costume segments, more so evening wear, and coming up to that, I gained that excitement and a love for fashion. I started sketching at the age of like 12, and when you put it on paper, to me it kind of boosts my confidence. It made me feel like what, I actually have something here.
Hmm. So, Randy Madray brand. Why did you decide to use the name Randy Madray?
Um, so I started designing at age 15, going on 16 in high school, through the student designer competition facts. And my participation was because of my school. I represented Queen's College. And so the entire school was urged that they need to support me, vote for me for online polls, etc. And I gained friendship with a friend who was just a year below me, and we became very close. One of my closest friends now. And every time we have lunch break or morning break, she would walk, sneak up behind me and say, what were you wearing today? I'm wearing Randy Madray. And it just stuck with me, it rolls off of the tongue. And, everybody, all my friends, they kind of adopted saying that same thing, who you're wearing. And that built motivation, excitement. And I just said, you know what? Randy Madrid.
You gave me a litany of things, the accolades, the commendations, the compliments, and so on that you got along the way that helped to boost your confidence. What are some notable accomplishments you receive over the years?
Uh, um, can you repeat the last part, please?
What are some notable accomplishments that you've
Oh,
had? Yes. Mhm.
I think at age 16, I designed my first pageant gown, and that was for the Miss Guyana pageant, which was won by Steenie Fraser. And Miss Kamdalan gave me that opportunity. And I remember that same year I was writing CXC, not CSEC, no, not CSEC. And I remember I was at the pageant, which was the day before biology exam, and I was actually dressed in the girl. The reviews made me think, what, I'm at the right place. I'm not. I mean, exams are important. I did work for that, but I'm at the right place right now. That particular day, I think was when I really decided, what, I'm going to step into the pageantry. Um, in 2014, I got the opportunity to work with the drop dead gorgeous diva of divas, Nikita Barco. And I absolutely adore Nikita Barco. I was able to be a part of her team that prepared her for this Universe Guyana pageant and even designed for her. And the fact that we were able to accomplish that, and it opened so many doors to understand pageantry, that definitely was an accomplishment. And then that year, when big things really, really, really started, when Alicia Best went to PJD2, Caribbean Caribbean Queen, and she emerged the winner. I was looking at the pageant live, and I actually fell asleep before the evening gown segment. And I created our evening gown, and I woke up in the morning, messages upon messages about this beautiful evening gown and that she won best gown. That was the first time I designed for any contestant to go out to Guyana, and it was truly, I got emotional. Um, the very following week, I think I got a call from the chaperone for St. Kitts, who was chaperoning Miss St. Kitts for some regional shows, and I was immediately tired, and the entire Caribbean came rushing just after that.
Wow.
I it's something I still can't wrap my head around. All of it happened so fast, and I'm most grateful. And that's of the accomplishments are really close to my heart.
Where, 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 where do you get your inspirations?
Um, I often get that question, and I think because I work heavily in the field of pageantry, I kind of use the clients as inspiration, and using the client as inspiration, I ensure that I interview the client, get to know them a little bit, know about their personality, not just restrict myself to the attributes of the client. And so I allow myself to create something that is really inspired by the client's personality, the appearance of the client, what the client wants to look like. But I really do use my clients as inspiration.
Hmm.
Also, I think anything pretty much inspires me. The shape of anything, the color of anything. I wouldn't say this is particularly where I get my inspiration from.
Okay.
I think the knowledge I've gained studying at Queen's College in the science arts, um, those actually help a lot when it comes to things like when you have to work for pageants that have specific concepts, segments that have specific concepts and themes. um, I it means that my knowledge has been open in college, and so a lot of things throw at me. Like I completely understand concepts. And I actually think that's my strongest point: finding inspiration and understanding concepts.
So, just for young people who are listening to you, admiring you, touched by your inspired by your success and so on, how much has attending Queen's College or just going to secondary school and getting the education that you got at that level, how much does that help you where you are to do the things you want to do or you're doing?
I'm all for education. I strongly believe that you cannot have too much education. Um, it's just like someone is encouraging you. You should always be reading and keeping abreast of things. I think the fact that I'm aware of, for example, the sciences. The sciences will definitely help you to understand things like fibers, fabric contents, consistency of fabric, things like chemicals that are used to treat fabric. All of those come into play in some part. Even in the smallest ways, it is important that you understand certain things in fashion. And because you're open of I think every part of education or every department of education, whether it be sciences or art, they all depend upon each other. And so when you personally having knowledge about these things helped me definitely to help my pageant clients. For example, the Miss Earth pageant, it's all for keeping a cleaner green earth, and those are things that you study in school in biology, integrated science, and having knowledge about it means that when a client throws something at you and said, you know what, this is the concept, we can trade from this is the criteria. And having that knowledge absolutely helps you to do your job better, to execute, to be different, to stand up, but to truly understand that fashion is not just sewing pieces of cloth together. There's more to it. There's a story behind it. There's a purpose for everything, and fashion definitely has a voice, in my opinion.
Hmm. What is your favorite thing to sew or to design?
um, I absolutely love doing evening gowns. I think everybody would got me that much. Um, I love doing evening gowns. I love detail. I love couture. I love hand detail. I get absolutely bored when it's just sewing a couple pieces of fabric together with no detail. I'm absolutely bored. I love glamour. I love glitz. In fact, my staff actually call me, the team in here, they actually call me Crystal because I like crystal. Um, so it's kind of a funny thing, but it's very, very, it's very exciting to evening wear because they're so exotic, so extravagant, and there are no limitations really.
So there's a gong behind you, Randy. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, in fact, this gown was created for the talented and beautiful Miss World Guyana 2016, Noreen Gerard. She actually used this gown for her official evening gown shot that was submitted to the Miss World International franchise. Um, and made of Kudeswa satin, black Kudeswa satin. It has like metallic lace appliques, which were all hand sewn onto the gown. The little string that goes around the neck, if you actually get to look at it close up, it's all glass beads that create like a rope around the neck. So it's very, very, very detailed.
Randy, let's talk a little bit about the entrepreneurial side of things because it's all good to design and sketch and present work and so on, but then there's the business side. What is that like for you?
The business side is definitely, I think it is a bit of a challenge for me. Um, I think the reason being, being a fashion designer and a striving one who's I still see myself relatively new, even though it's years. Um, to manage management is very, very, very important because when you work in the setting that I work in, which is like custom made and custom made and pageant wear, the designer himself has to be actively involved with the creative process with the clients. And this applies to every single client. There is no walking in and taking off of a rack. You have to really understand the client and really put things into perspective. And so, like management now, you have to be able to ensure that, I mean, it's still my business, but I have to still be able to ensure that management is happening, the production process is happening. It's very demanding, but I absolutely love it. In terms of the business has been for us at Randy Madray, business has been pretty good. Um, right now, we put in the hurricanes that the Caribbean islands would have experienced, Hurricane Maria, and the other hurricanes, they've taken a toll on us because four of our the main islands that we export to, you would have suffered severe damages, causing a lot of our contracts to be canceled. But we're very, very grateful for all of our local clients in the other islands that are supporting. Business has been good though.
Mm.
We definitely want to thank Liat and DHL, who are main shippers to our clients. They've always been helpful. Even when we have people, they've done all they could to ensure that things are in place, things get done on time, and I absolutely am grateful for that. When you have an amazing team, you can ask for more.
Awesome. What were some of your earlier challenges when you first started?
Um, I still think I experienced some of those challenges. You see, being a fashion designer and being able to do the creative process,
Yes.
it still requires to run a business like this in Guyana. It still requires that you truly understand business,
Hmm.
and there's still some things that I'm learning. And I try to tell myself, sometimes something bothers me. I'll go home and say, Mom, I ain't sure how to do this, or I'll tell a friend I ain't sure how to do this. Um, they'll be like, "Oh, you're just 24. You don't need to hurt your head about this at this time. Just take your time." I'm like, "No, this you're still young thing is not gonna work for me,
Right.
and I gotta get it done." And so, some of the challenges that we've had starting up were truly. I think there's a stigma against designers in Guyana. Um, in regard to appreciation, I don't think that we are appreciated as much as we should be appreciated, and I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of work that is truly put into producing designer pieces. And but I think we're striving and getting there, and I think because of the lack of appreciation, sometimes we're not treated with the respect that we deserve.
Hmm.
Um, I'll give you an example. I remember I'm not gonna even call names. I remember a group of designers, myself included. We were approached to do a show, and we were told that we're gonna host the show at this venue, and when you come to the venue, which is a little out of town, you're going to be sleeping in the staff area, and we're like, we have to plan the entire show, and we're like, where's the respect? Where's the part where we have a discussion about this, as opposed to being told, this is what's going to happen.
Hmm.
I truly believe that we all should be respected, and this applies to anybody in the creative industry, even yourself. And I think that that's been my greatest challenge to business in Guyana.
Do you think do young fashion designers, or is there such a thing as a designer committee or community? Well, there's a community, but is there a committee? Do you have an organization? Are you guys organized?
There was the starting of the Guyana Fashion Council, which is it's not very active as we would like it to be right now.
Hmm.
The council is headed by I think the coach Derek Moore. Um, there was an attempt to create a council, but due to some things falling back in terms of logistics and so on, it's not very active now. But there are still things being put in place to ensure that that council is formed and functioning, hopefully very soon.
Randy, we got a few more minutes. I know 25 minutes would not do you justice. Right? We're just now starting to peel away the top layer of the onion. But let me ask you some quick questions, right?
uh-huh.
One advice for young people wanting to get into the industry.
Um, Somebody said something to me. It's the only show that I've ever showcased at internationally, which was in St. Kitts. And the show was headed by Kira Griffith. And he told me at a dinner after the show, she said, you have to be humble, but know your worth.
Mm,
Humble doesn't mean that you compromise your worth. You
mm.
have to be humble, but know your worth. I think
Do you
that's very, very important.
do you know your worth, Randy?
I hope so.
Okay, good. Sorry, sorry. You were going to say something when I asked that question. Go ahead.
um, I mean, sometimes I have doubts. I'll be upfront. Sometimes I have doubts. It has been a rocky road for me. It has never been smooth, and I don't want it to be smooth. I strongly believe that if the road is entirely smooth, when you get to the place that you truly imagine yourself to be, the place that you're truly aiming for, you will appreciate it when the road is smooth or everything is handed to you. Um, so I do have my doubts, and I think sometimes in the end they work out. Sometimes it's not the best time to have doubts, but I sit, I have the doubt, I try my best to get over it, and I move on. I try to find things to do that would eliminate those. Move on to something else and come back to fix that.
What is next for Randy Madray?
Okay, so this is the question I was hoping you would ask. So on so on November 1st,
Hmm.
there will be Strut Volume 2, which which is produced by Traits Model Management. I absolutely love those guys. In fact, I just came from rehearsals. We'll be putting on a fashion show at the Guyana Marriott. That's November 1st, and for the first time, for the first we will not be showing an entire evening wear collection. Randy Madray will be presenting to you Randy Madray Ready to Wear. And this is definitely new for us. This is something that a lot of our clients have been asking for. So you're not going to see an entire collection of glamorously beautiful evening gowns. We have pieces that would fit the taste of pretty much any woman, and we even are even starting men's wear, and that's
Re-
all going to be a part of the
really?
show. So this is definitely an exciting venture for us. So you guys need to be there.
November 1st, Randy Madray at
Yes,
the
right.
Marriott ready to wear. Let me ask you this last quick question. Um, why this ready to wear collection? Why now?
Okay, so it's something that we've talked about for a while, and I want to get into off the rack. I do believe that my team, we have the potential to manage both off the rack and custom made, as well as we have. Sometimes you have like a lot of, in fact, a lot of pageant clients come to us, and they order their gowns, they order their swimsuits, but there's pre-pageant, there are events, dinners, the events, afternoon, tea, and those sort of things. And they ask us for pieces, and you're like, we don't really do that, but now we do. Now we do. So our pageant clients can definitely come to Randy Museum and get their entire pageant wardrobe. And I do think business wise it's a smart move. I'll go there and say that. And I do think that we have something different to offer for ready to wear. Something that trendy, something randomly great.
Randy, Randy, thank you. As I said, 25 minutes is just not enough. I enjoy the conversation. I look forward to talking to you again sometime. Stay in touch and keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for listening. And remember, choose Randy with Drake.
Take care, Randy.
All right,
Bye bye.
bye.